Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sean Huggins, and I am an average American just looking to learn more about life in Europe. So today I have a very cool video picked out for us to watch together. This is American was shocked by the things that only Europeans know. Ooh, this should be interesting. Seems very fitting for this channel. This is from World Friends, linked in the description as always. But let's waste no time and hop straight into it and find out what is it that Europeans know that us dumb, stupid, fat Americans with no health care don't know. Probably a lot of things, but let's find out.
I'm from Normandy. We have to do 4 kisses on the cheek, and the most is 6.
It takes so long.
One is very romantic. No, isn't it?
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that maybe American lifestyle is a little bit more lazy. Maybe like,
Well, you're talking to Italy and Spain, so...
Better, I just shut up.
Siesta.
I mean, okay, we don't really walk anywhere, just driving.
True.
And even if you like wanted to walk, it's low-key dangerous.
But maybe
Low-key.
it's because the distance it was huge, everything.
The distance that's
Yeah, Americans don't walk, I think more so because America has been designed to just be drivable. Like, you can't walk anywhere because everything is just made for cars. So everything is just a freaking giant parking lot. So even if Americans want to walk places, you can't because it's literally everything is so far spread out that you just can't, even if you want to. So I understand it kind of, it sucks because it makes Americans look lazy, but even the ones that aren't lazy can't because it's like you have to walk 3 miles to go to the next grocery store just because that's how everything is built. It's just built to be driven, so it kind of sucks.
It's true, but I also went to America before, and I was with my American friends, and we were in like an outdoor like shopping center type thing, but then we wanted to go to another shopping mall. It was just across the street, and then they wanted to walk back to the car, and I was like, you just have to cross the street. They're like, no, it's too far, and I was like, we're looking at the building.
yeah, that sounds right. And when you live,
But there also might not have been a way for pedestrians, people to walk across that street. Like, sometimes there's literally not even options for people to be able to legally walk across streets. Like, that's how dependent on cars some places in America are. It's really crazy.
live in like a more populated city, it's kind of more dangerous because we do allow like guns in America too.
That's crazy. That's something I could never even like imagine because we grew up like without any guns. It's something you see in movies or that the police have, and even they need a special license to carry it out in the public and stuff like this. Because what if I don't get home? That's crazy to me.
Paying to use the bathroom.
I know this. Can you guess what?
Is it Metro?
No,
it's bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to pay to go to the public restroom?
Yes, so yeah. I think if you don't pay, it's a really bad bathroom. And the more you pay, the better, like the cleaner the bathroom, because they use the money for keeping it clean and nice. And this one is from a German stop at a highway. And then you get this like 50 cents coupon, and then when you buy something in the store, you actually get like 50 cents off.
So it would be free, or?
No, it's always more expensive than 50 cents.
Oh, okay. How much is like one bathroom break?
It's like €1. For this one, it's €1, and you get like the 50 cents. These bathrooms are amazing because they're clean, they smell nice, you don't have to worry about anything. So it's actually okay to pay. It just gets annoying if you don't have any cash or anything. Because you forgot it in the car, you're like, oh no, I have to go back, but that's...
These days you can pay with your phone though.
Oh, really?
Some of them you can pay with your phone, like Apple Pay.
That's cool.
In France, we have it too, but you don't have discount. Like, you just pay and you don't have anything, just clean bathroom and that's it.
What the heck?
I think in my...
All you do is have a clean bathroom? A tragedy.
Case is more common just to go to a bar. If, for example, you buy a water or a coffee, something very simple, and you can use the bathroom. That is like the polite way.
I think, yeah, it's quite similar to America.
Same in Italy, but sometimes like in resting areas, I feel like most of the places are free. You can just go and like use the bathroom.
Yeah, in America, it's usually like you go to a cafe or a restaurant or a bar and buy something small and then use the restroom there. That's definitely the polite way. Or there are a lot of free public restrooms, and those ones are usually not kept up well. So you're kind of taking your your cleanliness into your own hands in those cases.
For us, in McDonald's, you still have to pay sometimes. Like, even if you
What?
bought food, you still
What?
have to. There's like a little old lady who sits there in front of the bathroom, so you have to give her like a few coins so you can use the restroom.
Dang.
Okay, so a situation is like, because there's so much driving, there are rest stop area for you just to use the bathroom and whatnot. Because honestly, I don't think Americans are paid enough to care. But in general, like, it's also not polite, so you should buy something. So people will usually just buy like a soda or coffee or something like that. So it's quite similar to like Spain, I think.
Yeah, public nudity. This is not allowed in America. At least there are some places in America that allow it. We do have nude beaches and nude communities, but it is very uncommon, very, very uncommon in America.
Nudity.
I think they cannot put the naked people in the picture. That's
What am I looking at? I'm so confused.
So for me as a German, it looks really, really familiar. We used to always go to the Baltic Sea, or to the North Sea in Germany for vacation. It's cheap and it's great. And the beaches would look like this. So packed. And what you don't see here, there's also a lot of public nudity. Especially, it's like more for the older generations because they grew up, just not caring.
They are more open-minded than us.
In a way, yeah, but it's just because it's so normal for them. They don't even think about it. It's like not in a bad way. It's just like, that's just nature. So they just, show everything they have and go take a bath.
Already accept their bodies. And
Yeah. Can I ask, what are the white pillar things? Are they like blockers?
We call it Strandkorb. It's kind of, you can reserve a seat and then you can sit inside. So this is from the back side. But
that's nice.
It's actually a
Little sun blocker, little chairs to sit on. That's nice.
bench
sitting in them.
inside, so you have a little bit of like a resting station and shadow, and you have a little table so you can put your drinks there.
In France, actually, we go to south of France to go to the beach, and you see the guy with the short and the woman with like underwear swimsuit. But you don't have to be surprised if you see a woman without the top, because we like to take the sun. So they want to just here tan skin, but here like white. So many women do that. But also we have some special place for people that like to be all naked. But
Yeah, naked beaches. We have that too.
yeah, Italy is the same.
In Belgium and I think in Germany too, not separate, like they are not women and men part, it's together and we are all naked too. Or we can have towel, but it's like even forbidden to take swimsuits.
I think in America, actually, I have no idea. Do you guys know what skinny dipping is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just do that wildly. I don't know. I mean, in terms of like beaches,
Yeah, we do have, like I said, some beaches in America that are nude, or some like small communities, and they just are nude colonies, nude communities. But like I said, it's very, very rare.
of course knew that existed. It's always talked about in media and stuff. Like, it's just kind of there, hovering as a concept in like movies and TV shows like that. But also, I think Americans are really comfortable with just wearing proudly about their body. I think they're more okay with like nudity, but it's just about the law, whether or not it allows it.
All right. Paid maternity leave. Oh man, this is another tough pill to swallow for Americans.
What is paid maternity leave like in your countries?
Oh
For
boy,
example, in
this should be
case of
good.
Italy, we have 5 months where you can stay home and like take care of your newborn. And while you're home, your company is still gonna pay you. You can choose whether you want to get like 2 months before the baby is born and then 3 months after, or 5 months like
Wow.
after the baby is born. These days, also dads can get a paternity.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You get the same
Not in
salary,
America.
but you're not going to work.
I'm not sure about in Spain the months and exactly, but I think it's all the same salary of the previous month.
For the USA, I think it depends on the company.
Yeah.
I don't think it's decided really by the government.
To me, that's so weird because
Yeah, it's decided mostly by the company that you work for, and some people have 0 maternity leave, 0. And then some of the good companies in America might have maybe 2 to 3 months, maybe. Like a good company might have like a couple months of paid maternity leave, but that's a good company, you know. That's not so common. Usually you have to save up your vacation time and take your own vacation time, which is obviously different than maternity leave, but that's how it is in America.
I feel that usually like Americans, like the US, they always try to like protect somehow the human rights in a way. Like I'm talking about my job, I'm an actress, and I know that there's like some kind of association there in the US where they protect actors' rights. But then when it comes to these things which
unions.
are more natural, like having a baby, there are no actually rights. They don't really protect the mothers. So to me that's weird, like to know about this.
It's like, well,
Yeah,
the thing about
same.
America is I think they're really based off of making money.
Yeah.
So when a company like,
It's all, you can trace it all back to money in America. Everything is money in America. Some way you can always trace it back.
they try to push their benefits onto people, but it's more like making the employee more loyal to the company so that they'll work harder for it. So the benefits are really just there as an incentive, but it's not really seen as like a better for the people themselves.
Yeah, in Germany, I know, people call what we call benefits, people in Germany call basic human rights, and it's just law that you have to provide so much maternity leave and vacation time and pay and this and that, and it's just determined by law. That's the bare minimum of all these different things. And in America, there's still some of those bare minimums for some things, but a lot of it is determined by the company, and then the company can provide those benefits or better benefits than other companies as a way to hopefully get people to work for them instead of people going to other companies to work for. So that's why we call them benefits. And yeah, I guess in Europe it's just basic human rights, but not in America. We don't have those in America, those whole basic human right things. We're still trying to figure that out.
I know that Germany also has paid maternity leave. It's a few weeks before and after. I think maybe in total like 3 or 4 months. I could be wrong, but 100% more than 4 weeks before and more than 4 weeks after. And I used to work in a German company and we had someone leave and it was just a no-brainer. It was like there was no discussion. Just okay, yeah, sure, go ahead, take your time.
I think you get even longer
everyday
in
life.
Germany if you want. I think you can have like 2 years or 3 years, depending on how much you want to get paid and stuff. Like you could get paid like 80% of your salary for a couple of years or something. I forget. But yeah, I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, it's really, that's what I've heard, for it to be really expensive to have in America. Like, my cousin just recently had her first child. She was visiting one of the Dutch islands, and then her water broke, and she was transferred by helicopter to go to the hospital. I asked my mom, like, oh
that's
my gosh,
crazy.
like, was it expensive? Because, like, helicopter, my mom was like, no, government paid everything.
Oh, that's
Wow,
nice.
that's great.
In the US, you have the baby on the island probably. They're gonna leave you there. They'll be like, okay, you know.
After in canoe.
Water is good for pregnant
Probably.
mothers.
Greeting with kisses.
Is it
Yeah, we do not do this
kissing?
in
Kissing to
America.
greet.
It's not really that normal, to be honest. It kind of depends on what class you're in. So if you're like the upper class, like more elite, it might be more common just because those be the people that are more well-traveled and pick up those customs along the way.
Maybe
if
in
you're
movies
like
and
higher
TV
class,
shows,
maybe,
but-
but it's definitely not normal by any means.
Yeah, actually in France is really famous for that because we always greet by a kiss. If it's two men, they handshakes. But if
Aw,
it's two
man,
women
I wanted
or
to
woman
kiss men.
and a man, we kiss. But also there is a rule in France, like it depends on the region and
Oh, God.
it's different numbers of kiss.
Oh,
like
God.
I'm from Normandy and there we have to do 4 kiss on the cheek. Some
What?
are
That's
only 2, like Paris is only
That's a
2.
lot.
And some, the most is 6 kisses.
That takes so long.
You know that there are some people that when they
Oh my
kiss
gosh.
you, they leave some saliva on your cheeks. Think about six kisses about that. It's like having a llama.
But we have to do it. Just
For example, in Belgium, it's only 1 kiss, and usually on the right side. And so sometimes when I meet like French people, it's like they start different side, and so we almost kiss on the mouth because it's different because they start like left and after right, I think, and so we are. Yeah. Also, I have like meet some American and they hug usually, so they come to me for hug, but I forget they are American and not Belgian and French, so I just kiss like this and they are like, what are you doing?
Is it normal for your country to like hug when you meet?
of course.
It's not like
Okay,
big
okay.
hug, but maybe just take the shoulder like for kiss.
For us in France, we never do it. We don't hug to say hi. If we don't know, we also kiss. Or if it's boss, we handshake. Or if it's friend, just handshake like this. Yeah.
In Germany, we tend to hug more. It's more normal to hug. And we did the kissing only in high school, like with our like classmates.
What the
so
hell?
Not with older people. Not with strangers. It's more normal to hug people you're closer with, or if it's a friend of a friend and you're kind of introduced, it's okay to hug because you're on the same level. But to older people, no kissing and no hugging, just handshake.
But don't you think that in your case, for example, you said it's just 1 kiss? In my case, it's like,
Just
okay,
1
if I
kiss.
do 2 or better, I don't do anything, because with just 1 kiss, it's like,
One is very romantic. Yeah, right? One is like, No, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's just
Okay.
mostly for relatives, I guess. It's just very old tradition.
Driving stick shift, another thing that we usually don't do in America. Like most cars in America are automatic transmission. That's for sure.
Oh my god.
I like it.
I love it.
Oh my.
Thing
I
in
love
the
it.
car, right? What do you call? I want to say joystick.
Wow, she doesn't even know what it is. That shows you how like it's not really common in America. So yeah, she doesn't even know what it is.
But I know that's not right. It's for like manual cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, it's really 50-50 in America if somebody knows how to drive like that or not.
So I feel like we were used to like have this manual stick in Italy until a few years ago. These days we also have many like automatic ones, but still I enjoy using this more because every time I drive I feel like I'm relieving my stress. I don't know, like doing this movement every time. First of all, I feel the car more. And then, I don't know, I'm like, yes, let's go.
I feel like you're in Fast and the Furious, where it's like, you're like, yeah.
And then like 20 kilometers an hour, but still, I really enjoy
She's like a F1 driver here.
like doing this.
As a car lover, I can only drive that one. In France, it's really popular. Yeah, I was a racer in France, so for me, it's an insult to
really
use
is
automatic
F1
or electric
driver.
Car. Sorry. Actually, the automatic cars are really expensive in France, so you can get it, but manual cars are really useful and more usual for us. So
I'm not sure now, but we had to do the driver test only with the manual. We cannot do it with the automatic.
Oh, interesting.
you can. I mean, in France we can. You can.
Maybe you can apply for it like a preference.
No. Like you have the choice. Like you get your license
Oh.
on the automatics, but then you can't drive manual. If you do with the manual, you can drive
think-
automatic.
I think that's how Germany is too, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure.
Had that option.
It's same in Belgium.
Yeah, in Germany too.
In
Ah,
America,
I was right.
you just take your test with your own car.
So you have the car before you actually have the license?
Before you can get your actual license, of course, you have to get a permit, and that allows you to like practice on real roads. But somebody over 21 and with an actual license, actually no, I think they just have to be over 21 in the car with you. So once you have your like permit and stuff, then you can take the actual driver's test. And when you take the test, it's in literally whatever car you show up in that day. There's
Yeah.
no necessary registration, like you don't have to give them anything. It's just whatever you show up in that day. So it could be your car, it could be your mom's car, it could be stolen off the street and probably they wouldn't know any different. But yeah, so
Okay.
if your car is in stick, then your driver's test is in stick. If
Yeah, and you can drive an automatic car during your test, get your license, and then legally, you can legally drive manual, stick shift manual transmission cars, even if you have no idea how to do it. You can legally attempt it.
not, then it's automatic.
Not tipping. Oh man, another one.
Points?
This is a good one.
I remember correctly, like your tip is based off of your bill, and you should pay like, I don't know, like 10% if it's really bad service, and 15% if it's like
0%
good,
if it's
and
really
20
bad.
if it's great, like that. But actually, I think from what I heard these days, it's really different. So if it's bad, you should pay 20%, and if it's okay, 25, and if it's good, you pay 30.
I have not heard of that. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That I have not been doing that for, well, ever in my life. So maybe I'm wrong, but I have not heard about this new trend. Sorry, all of the people that have ever served me in my life. My bad.
That's so much.
Okay, is there a tip in Europe?
I mean, there is, but it's not a lot. You usually just like round up, or you just give like the extra change that you have.
It's not big amounts.
Okay, so in Italy we don't usually, but if we really like the waiter or the waitress, then in that case we can like freely decide to give some money.
It's usually not more than like €5 or something.
Yeah, €5 is quite good, and actually, I mean, in a super meal with a very good service, maybe 10, and when you see the 10, it's like,
Yeah, that's
whoa.
crazy. Yeah.
Is the person
Whoa.
expecting you to give the tip?
No, no.
Yeah, same.
They appreciate though.
How much is like €1 to like a US dollar?
It's quite the same.
Okay, it's about the same. Okay.
Pretty
Okay, that
similar.
makes sense. How much is like a
Kind of.
normal meal? Like if you just went to a casual restaurant for lunch?
$25 in France for.
Yeah, same 22.
Usually when we go restaurant, we don't go often, but when we go, we take entrance, like main dish, dessert, drink, so it's really more.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
I think the fact that we don't make tips is because the waiter is paid better than in America,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
they don't really need it. Sure, they prefer.
Oh, yeah.
We always prefer win more money, but I think most of the money they win in America come from the tip.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the money that servers make in America is from the tips, which is pretty messed up.
Yeah, and I think it's general in Europe, like in the restaurants, if it's not fast food, people tend to do many things handmade. They serve you, they go to the terrace and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it's worth it also if you give a tip for that person because they put effort. It's not like you go to a restaurant, you have a machine, you just put whatever you want and you have like a fast meal. So
The issue with America
true.
is they actually do have stuff like that where you're putting it into the computer or whatever, and they expect a tip after that. And like, there's a lot of things where you just order, let's say like we're going to go order like pearl tea or something, and literally all the person at the register is doing is taking your order, and they like turn this little menu around and it says, leave a tip. You can choose 15, 20, or 25, or custom, and it's just like
That's true.
awkward because they're sitting and
That's
watching
true.
you and like,
But also, I don't know if it's like this in other countries as well. Depends on the restaurant, but if you give a tip to the waitress, doesn't mean that the waitress can just take it for themselves. Like it gets distributed to everyone for the team.
I was a waitress in France and bartender, and sometimes like they give tips and they split between the team, or if the customers say it's for her, it will come to me, like only to me. That's
Room temperature water. Dang, dude, this video is so good. This is all like so relevant stuff. It's amazing. Dude, they had the same reaction as me.
I think as far as America, a lot of Americans prefer their water with ice. So if you go to like a restaurant, it's going to be this big glass full of ice and water inside. How was that for Europe?
I feel like Italians don't really like cold water. So when we go to restaurants, actually they try to serve us cold water. But my family, for example, and I know many other people that do that, we really ask for room temperature water, because I don't know, I feel like it's bad for our bodies, especially if we eat something hot with it. We're gonna like go right.
The outside temperature is very different.
in France is same than Italy.
But I think in Spain during the summer, there is people also, it's common to see cold or fresh water or with ice.
Spain in summer definitely gets very hot, so I can imagine they like a little ice in their drink, maybe a little cold water.
Ice, but I think just during summer.
I think in Germany we also have room temperature, but we don't even talk about it. It's just so normal. If you want ice, you ask for it. At least that's my experience. But also in Germany we always have to pay for water. So in restaurants there's no free water except if you ask for tap water. It's not on the menu, you just kind of have to know. And if you know, you can ask, and then sometimes they will bring you tap water or not. They can refuse. So if you buy water, I think it's most of the time it's cold because that's just how they keep it. But it's not because people like it.
I think in our case during summer, the waiter should to ask, like, you want cold water or.
In Belgium, maybe at home we don't put in fridge or put ice, but in restaurant usually the glass come with ice on it, and the water is cold too because they put it in the fridge and after they give to you. So we don't complain about it and just drink it cold, but usually at home we will drink like room temperature water or drink.
Yeah, for us, like the bottle they give you is cold because it comes from the fridge, but there's no glass in the ice, like unless ice in the glass unless you ask for it.
I think I grew up actually knowing a lot about European culture. Not everything, I never lived there, but I have a lot of friends from Europe, and also like I grew up learning German, and my German teacher was like, she really loved Germany, so she would always talk about like, we do this in Germany and that in Germany, so I had an idea of everything.
You know better than me.
It was really interesting to see everybody's point of view on things. I was really surprised by the bathroom though. That really took me by shock.
So I expected that there would have been some differences between the US and like Europe, but to me it surprised me about the maternity leave. That was the one that shocked me the most.
That's a big one.
Yeah, the question when like the answer she said about the 6 kisses, that was too much for me. I feel like 3 is already my limit, so if it's like after 6, like after 3, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I would lose count, I think, at some point, and then I'd start getting like social anxiety, like when do we end?
Or maybe look at each other like it's the 4th or the.
Yeah, actually, when it happened, like
it happened.
Yeah, it happened to me. So don't worry.
So today we talked about the things that only Europeans know.
If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. All right. That was awesome, dude. I feel like I learned so much. It's always fun to learn a little bit about Europe. So I'm curious if you guys can think of any other differences, big differences between Europe and America with the cultures or lifestyle or people or whatever. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Leave them in the comment section below. But that being said, that's all the time that I have for today. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.